Hello, nasema tena hello, Mwambaje. How are you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome, of course, to this Friday with me, Bessie Kello. I'm so happy. I didn't even miss. I hope you guys had a fantastic week. Well, I'm here to make sure that wiki itaisha sambamba. Well, we have a fantastic show lined up for you. Of course, the top stories from across the country and, of course, our neighboring country, Tanzania. But we have Ikikombe hapa because of some special ladies, the Harambee starlets. Maze, they made us so proud as Kenyans. They, of course, got their way to go to Morocco for WAFCON. And I'll be here with Beldin Odemba, who is the coach. I'll be here with Anedi and also Lorraine. I'm so excited. It's going to be a great show. And, of course, Willis Ocheng atakuwa to join pale from Kisii County. Do we say reconnaissance? Reconnaissance? What is the word? It's going to be a great 1.5 hours. So let's get it started. Tensions are escalating across Tanzania as preliminary election results indicate President Samia Suluhu is in the lead. University lecturers stand firm against the government's plan to split their payments into 2 installments, rejecting the proposal outright. The government has announced a 6-month waiver on the 1,000 shillings fee for replacing identity cards and updating personal details, giving citizens easier access to essential documentation. All right, well, thank you so much for staying with us right here on TV 47. I'm really glad that you could make time for the show tonight. Of course, we begin with the top stories tonight, and our sign language interpreter is Valin Oweno. Let's begin with the top stories. And tension continues to grip Tanzania tonight as protesters flood the streets for a 3rd straight day, defying stern warnings from the country's military chief. Now, reports indicate rising unrest and growing concern from the international community, I beg your pardon, even as a Kenyan journalist was briefly detained by Tanzanian security forces near the Lunga border. Well, Elizabeth Atino reports on a country tethering between protest and control.
Kenyan journalist Shoka Juma of GOtv was arrested at the Kenyan side of the Lunga border and was held by Tanzania security officers for 3 hours and later released. According to activists from Muhuri Kenya and Vocal Africa, the journalist had accompanied them to assess the situation at the border when they were chased away by plainclothes officers from Tanzania.
Na waliomshika si maafisa kutoka Kenya, waliomshika ni maafisa ambao walijitambulisha, manake walikuwa wamevaa plainclothes kutoka Tanzania.
Hatujui ni gani, lakini mmoja alijitambulisha kuwa ni usalama wa taifa. Basi sisi, mimi na wenzangu hawa wakereketwa, tukaepa, tukaacha hata gari pale, tukaepa, manake walikuwa wanatufukuzia physically. They wanted to arrest us.
The United Nations Human Rights Office, through its spokesperson Saif Maganago, has urged Tanzania to refrain from disproportionate force against protesters. According to UN, at least 10 people were killed in Dar es Salaam, Shinyanga and Morogoro as the security officers used firearms and tear gas to disperse protesters. Protests erupted on Wednesday, the 29th of October, following a disputed general election, widely seen as heavily tilted in favor of President Samia Suluhu Hassan under the ruling Chama cha Mapinduzi party, which has governed the country since independence in 1961. The polls quickly descended into chaos as protesters from Dar es Salaam, Dodoma and Mwanza tore down posters, set ablaze tires, attacked police stations. Kenyan has since labeled the demonstrators as criminals and vowed to restore order. Tanzania's chief Muslim cleric Sheikh Abubakar Zubair bin Ali has urged Muslims to perform Friday prayers at home amid fears of escalating violence. The violent post-election scenes come in the aftermath of electoral campaigns marred by allegations of arbitrary arrest and detention of opposition figures, including the opposition Chadema party leader Tundu Lissu and his deputy. The Tanzania opposition maintain they need a transitional government to pave way for
Thanks, Elizabeth, for that. Now, meanwhile, the ripple effects of Tanzania's unrest are being felt right at the Kenya-Tanzania border at Namanga. Now, business and transport have slowed to a crawl, with long truck queues and shuttered shops painting a picture of economic tension. Suzanne Locho tells us more.
After days of unrest and tension in Tanzania, cross-border trade at Namanga border remains disrupted, with transport and business activities yet to pick up. Places that once thrived with business activity now stand still. Shops remain shut as trucks form long queues on the Kenyan side of the border. Residents say tension between them and security officers led to chaos, forcing the police to use tear gas to control the situation.
Jana kitu ambayo alitendeka sehemu za Tanzania sio nzuri. Aliharibu biashara yetu hapa. Unaona stage hakuna watu na kasi wameharibika kwa sababu ya hiyo maandamano.
According to traders, relations with their Tanzanian counterparts have been strained, raising fears that their cross-border operation could be affected if the situation doesn't fully stabilize.
Sasa hatuwezi vuka, gari iko side ya pili huko, iko parking ya custom. Ndio bado tunasubiri mpaka saa hii. Hali ya utulivu urudi, turudi kazi.
Residents of Namanga now remain hopeful that stability will hold, allowing border activities to continue smoothly without political or security disruptions. Susan Locho for TV 47.
All right, now back home, a standoff between university lecturers and the government has intensified tonight after the university's academic staff union rejected a proposal to clear a 7.9 billion shilling debt in 2 installments, while UASU insists the government must pay the full amount at once, maintaining that the ongoing strike will continue until all their demands are met. Well, this story was prepared by Fatima Suleiman. Take a look.
The standoff between the government and university lecturers on strike show no signs of ending. Today, the University Academic Staff Union UASU rejected the government's proposal to clear the 7.9 billion shillings debt in 2 installments, insisting that the full amount should be paid immediately.
No one should imagine or contemplate that a decade-long arrears can be paid in phases, because they are saying they don't disseminate knowledge to students in phases.
The union further accusing the government of making repeated promises without fulfilling them, warning that the strike will continue until their demands are met.
Mara hii lazima tumalizane ndio twende kwa awamu nyingine, kwa sababu tumepunjwa, tumeborongwa. Wakati huu tumerevuka. All public universities and their consequent colleges shall remain on strike until all the demands are met.
Meanwhile, the government is urging lecturers to reconsider their stance, highlighting its willingness to reduce the number of payment phases from 3 to 2 as a gesture of compromise.
This position is regrettable, given that most of the concerns raised by the unions have been fully addressed, and a roadmap for addressing the remaining one has been presented.
Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogamba has appealed to lecturers to accept the government's offer and call off the strike, stressing that the industrial action has severely disrupted academic activities across public universities.
We therefore appeal to the university staff their sense of patriotism and duty of care to our students, that they should resume work in their respective universities.
Now, the government has announced a 6-month waiver of the 1,000 shillings fee for both identity card replacements and amendments of personal details. Now, in a special Gazette notice released today, Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen stated that the waiver aligns with President William Ruto's directive to ensure every Kenyan obtains the crucial document which serves as a gateway to government services and voter registration. President Ruto initially announced the waiver on October 4th this year, noting that it will remain in effect until after the 2027 elections.
To the people. Kwa hivyo makofi, shangwe na nderemo.
All right, to some politics now. And tonight, the ruling UDA party and the Orange Democratic Movement, ODM, have resolved to jointly campaign for broad-based candidates drawn from both parties in the forthcoming parliamentary ward by-elections. Well, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, who led the broad-based offensive during a women empowerment drive in Kasipul, Homa Bay, said the show of solidarity was an honor to the partnership between President William Ruto and Raila Odinga. Apollo Mao reports.
A day after the arrivals in the opposition camp showed unity of purpose in Malava to support a single candidate, ODM and UDA have now resolved to conduct joint campaigns for their candidates in the forthcoming by-elections in what they term a show of honor to the broad-based partnership between President William Ruto and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga.
Kwa heshima ya ule mkataba ambao uliwekwa baina ya Rais William Ruto na Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga, candidate wa ODM hapa Kasipul ndio candidate wetu sisi zote.
Tutasimama imara, tutachunga legacy ya baba, tutasimama na ile legacy baba alituachia, tutasimama na president wetu ndani ya broad-based government.
Na anapopumzika baba wetu, pia ile heshima alionyesha kwa kufanya kazi ndani ya broad-based. Tuweke hiyo heshima na tuweke heshima ya chama cha ODM.
The show of unity, seen as a counter to the opposition's growing offensive, saw Deputy President Kithure Kindiki endorse ODM candidate Boyd Were, who is seeking to inherit the Kasipul parliamentary seat, left vacant after the assassination of his father, Ongondo Were, in Nairobi in April this year.
Huyu Boyd Were anatosha atoshi. Huyu kijana ni fire si fire. Ni fire si fire. Ni noma si noma.
Kama hujapigia Boyd Were kura, ndoto ya baba haitakuja kwako. Kama unataka kuona baba kwa ndoto, pigia Boyd Were kura. Si namna hiyo?
And we are in broad-based government to stay. Hatutoki kwa broad-based. Tumeonja machungwa ya broad-based government.
Apart from the ward by-elections, the two parties are fielding candidates in several parliamentary races, with ODM fronting aspirants in Kasipul, Ugunja and Magarini, while UDA has staked its candidates in Malava, Mbeere North and Banisa, as well as the Baringo Senate seat. On Thursday, the opposition raised the stakes in Malava after former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua's DCP party withdrew its candidate Edgar Busiega in favor of Seth Panyako of DAP Kenya. Apul Kamau, TV47.
President William Ruto has continued to criticize the opposition over what he termed as divisive politics, urging Kenyans to focus on leaders who are delivering development across the country. Well, this even as he drummed up support for his broad-based government, which he says has helped stabilize the nation. Our reporter Elizabeth Watuku with the details.
On day 2 of his tour of the Western region, President William Ruto made a stop in Busia County, where he launched several development projects. During his address, the head of state urged residents of Western Region and Kenyans at large to shun divisive politics, warning that such politics threaten national peace and stability. He rallied support for broad-based government, even as ODM leaders reaffirmed their commitment to remain part of it.
Ndugu yangu William Ruto, ndugu yangu mdogo, tupange hii Kenya, tuweke Wakenya wote pamoja, tuondoe ukabila, tuondoe chuki, tuondoe mikawanyiko, tuondoe ubaguzi, Kenya iungane.
Kuleta hii nchi pamoja sisi wote, na sisi tukiwa magharibi mwa Kenya, tunataka tukikane nyinyi na wale wengine wako upande ule, tuone ya kwamba serikali ya
mtu akikuambia utoke kwa meli kubwa uende kwa kale kadogo, utashuka. Utashuka. Sasa meli kubwa ni gani? Meli kubwa ni gani? Meli kubwa ni gani?
He further announced plans to extend the standard gauge railway from Naivasha to Malaba, linking Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, the DRC, and the Central African Republic, a move expected to boost regional trade and ease the movement of goods and services. Additionally, the president revealed that the government is investing 18 billion shillings in Busia County to support construction of 10,000 housing units, 14 modern markets and student hostels with capacity of 6,000 beds.
Kulete hiyo reli ikuje mpaka wapi? Alafu tuunganishe na watu wa Uganda, itembee mzigo yetu iende mpaka Central African Republic kupitia Uganda kwenda Rwanda kwenda Burundi mpaka ifike DRC.
Kwa hivyo tunawaomba sasa, hakuna cha kubahatisha. Baba Raila alisema tuunge Rais Ruto. Rais Ruto alisema tufanye kazi na baba. Baba amekuwa mtu wa kwanza Kenya hii asiye rais kupewa state funeral. Heshima ya kubwa sana.
Mungu amemsaidia, yeye ni rais. Munisikize vizuri. Mungu amemsaidia, yeye ni rais. Sisi tulikuwa tunatafuta shoka lakini upepo imetuletea. Wangapi wako na William Samoei Ruto?
President William Ruto is expected to continue his Western Region tour tomorrow. Elizabeth Mutuko, TV47, Nairobi.
Thanks, Elizabeth, for that. Now, the Higher Education Loans Board HELB has revealed that lawyers top the list of student loan defaulters, with over 21,000 of them yet to clear their outstanding loans. Now, accountants follow closely with at least 19,508 defaulters, while doctors come third on the list. Now, in contrast, teachers under the Teachers Service Commission have emerged as the most consistent repayers, credited to the automatic payroll check-off system that ensures the deductions are made regularly. Now, HELB reports that 79,000 TSC teachers are fully up to date with their payments, making them the most reliable repayment group in the country. Now, the board now says that over 42 billion shillings is owed by former students who benefited from the scheme. HELB CEO Godfrey Munari has actually warned that continued default is threatening the revolving fund's ability to support new students from needy backgrounds. All right, let's now take a look at some business news making headlines. Now, Kenya's agricultural future is looking brighter after Bukure Agricultural College welcomed back a group of trainees who completed a 6-month Germany-Africa internship program. The initiative is designed to equip young professionals with international exposure, practical farming skills and leadership training, and strengthening Kenya's drive toward food security. Take a look.
Have had around 5 cohorts of our students going to Germany for an internship program, 6 months, where our students usually are taken to individual farmers' homes, and they are integrated into those families as they undertake their assignments in the farm on a daily basis and being monitored for about 6 months. And so for today we had an opportunity to have the 5th cohort of 49 students coming and landing yesterday and coming and making a courtesy call to the PS at the Kirimo House. Programs that we are having. We have a program relating to German African trainee program that was initiated by GIZ in 2021. We have had around 5 cohorts of our students going to Germany for an internship program, 6 months, where our students usually are taken to individual farmers' homes, and they are integrated into those families as they undertake their assignments in the farm on a daily basis and being monitored for about 6 months.
Trans-Africa Motors Limited is celebrating a remarkable milestone after one of its 4 trucks operated. This truck is actually operated by DNA Hauliers Limited, clocked an extraordinary 1 million kilometers on Kenyan roads without major breakdowns. Now achieved this year, the milestone reinforces FAO Trucks' reputation for reliable and efficient bulk transport services across the country. Locally managed by Trans-Africa Motors, FAO Trucks continue to set industry standards through 15,000 kilometer service intervals and comprehensive warranty package designed to keep fleets operating smoothly.
Trans-Africa Motors, they have very good after sales, they have very good initial sales, they have all the parts. So it makes a good fit for, when we are trying to do business. You see, Trans-Africa has a very good business model. Their model is to listen to the customer, bring in the right type of trucks, and they understand all aspects of the truck, not just that it can carry this much load or it goes from point A to point B. They actually listen to us, they know what is required in the country.
Ukitaka kufanya service hii gari ya FAO, tunawahimiza wateja, customers, clients huwa wanachukua kutoka Trans-Africa Motors, which are dealers of FAO, ndio hii gari kufikishe 1 million plus kilometer.
Ni gari nzuri sana, haina tatizo lolote. Service tu, haijai funguliwa engine, haijai kukuwa na mechanical problem nikiwa safarini. Ingali inaenda masafa marefu.
Now, Kenya's local airlines are saving up to 20% on operational costs through sustainability innovations. Now, according to JamboJet CEO Karanja Ndegwa, participation in this year's Aviation Challenge as part of SkyTeam has enabled the airline to save up to 480 liters of fuel per trip, a step that not only reduces costs, but also advances the goal of achieving net zero emissions by 2050.
On ground, every minute counts. And so does every liter. When a jet is on ground or taxis with both engines running, it can burn up to 8 liters of fuel per minute. If the aircraft spends extended time taxiing or in-ground operations, that adds up and fast, and so are the emissions.
In 1 month, we do about 2 million liters. So, but by reducing them to about 6-7, that shows we are able to significantly reduce to about 120 to 140,000 liters.
Kenyan Airlines are now switching to ground power units, dramatically reducing idle engine time and slashing emissions before takeoff.
Instead of using an APU, which is an auxiliary power unit that is powered by fuel, we use a GPU that's on the ground already. And even on our taxis, instead of using both engines to taxi, we use one engine to taxi. And in terms of our departure and our cruise, we also used a reduced power, which also, in that sense, increases our efficiency and our sustainability, reducing our carbon emissions.
Once airborne, precision takes over. Jumbojet uses advanced flight planning software to chart optimal climb and descent paths, eliminating unnecessary detours and squeezing every drop of efficiency from each journey. Kenya's aviation regulations require airlines to factor in taxi fuel, trip fuel, contingency buffers, and reserves, ensuring safety while encouraging smarter fuel use.
We are moving now to the electric GPUs. That also reduces the carbon emissions.
Experts say these innovations are no longer optional, with the global aviation sector aiming to have carbon emissions in the next 25 years. Every litre saved is a leap towards a cleaner future. Hibak Said for TV 47.
Okay, time for sports now. It's another proud moment for Team Kenya at the ongoing IBSA Powerlifting World Championships in Mersin, Turkey, where Kenyan athletes continue to clinch medals and make headlines with a show of resilience and national pride. Now, Ukraine, meanwhile, maintains its overall lead with 35 medals so far. Our sports reporter Boniface Kiwimanzi is in Turkey. Let's cross over to him for the latest.
Thank you so much, Betty Kialo. I'm getting you live from Mersin, Turkey, whereby Team Kenya has been participating in the IBSA Powerlifting Championship, whereby Team Kenya has already clinched many medals from this competition. And I have several athletes who will be telling us how do they feel when it comes to winning medals and also making sure that the Kenyan flag is flying high in global stages.
Excited. For me, I did not expect this because when you went for the last event, that's for the deadlift, I was so weak in this, and actually what I did, it's something that even my coach himself did not believe.
Consistency and endurance, because by the way, if you are not consistent and you are not disciplined, we endure the pain, no, the results will have not been there.
Although tumepambana, lakini matokeo inakuwa mzuri, tumefurahia.
Leo tuliamka na mkono mzuri na naamini Mungu ako na sisi kwa sababu tumeamkia na kupata medali nyingine. So, naona tunaendelea vizuri.
This championship's first time in Mersin in our country. So, it's really nice to see athletes with visual impairments that, you know, also they are doing their best here and also they are doing the powerlifting sports.
Has their own abilities, and just to invite them to take part in the different sports that they are able to do.
Betty Kialo, as you have heard, this is Team Kenya which is participating in this competition, and of course, audience and the viewers of TV47 who are following these updates, I'll be making sure that every move that Team Kenya is making in this competition, I'll be bringing it live on TV47.
I just love how Kimanzi just has so much gusto and psych, but maybe Nivletwa Kotaki, you know, like, you know, enjoy the most, of course, bringing us what is happening in that, of course, championship, powerlifting championship, IBSA. All right, let's now move on. And 3KFC and MCF have been crowned outstanding teams of the year at the Football Kenya Federation FKF Eastern Region Gala Awards. Now, the glamorous event celebrated top performers across the region, recognizing both emerging and established football talent. Among those honored were Nedi Moses and Moses Munene, who took home the Most Promising Players Awards. Samuel Wahinya was featured as the National Super League top scorer, while Bonventure Mutua earned the title of Coach of the Year. Kennedy Mbunga was also recognized, bagging the Technical Director of the Year award.
Gala Night is geared towards empowering and promoting the local coaches, the local referees, and encouraging them for good work that they have done for us season 2024-2025, and appreciate them for the good work they are doing. It is a moment also to reflect on the things that we've succeeded. It's also a moment for us to look back and celebrate some of the successes, and also look at some of the things, some of the downfalls that we have faced, and also encourage other people who are upcoming, to encourage the other teams that are coming, to encourage other coaches and referees who are upcoming, that they can be able to get to this level.
I feel so lucky, and I'm so proud that my team emerged victorious as the best team in Marsabit County.
This gala night has encouraged me in officiating matches, especially in our region and in the higher tier.
Kazi kutu ambayo hakika amejitoa. Na kwa sasa ni tuzo za gatuzi la Machakos. Wanapata picha nzuri hapo kwa kumbu.
All right. You know what, when we cross over from sports, I'm always so happy because this happened to show in kuchacha kukwafiti. So of course that was our first part of the show. Thank you very much for staying with us. If you're joining us, karibu sana. And tonight I'm really smiling because tonight is all about girl power in the studio, because we have Harambee starlets. Yani after 10 years umetafuta hii kitu. They're here in the studio, they're looking fantastic. Tuko na coach, of course, Beldin Liwambia. Ako nasikia ni mkali sana. And of course we have Anedi and we have Lorraine. They're going to be joining us. They are just representing the big team. Of course, Starlets ni team kubwa. So they're going to be joining us tonight. And of course, Willis Ocheng ako hapa tu karibu. There's some words that zimenipatia shida nikisoma news nataka kumuuliza. So don't go away, we'll be right back.
Also coming up after the break. Their WAFCON qualification is more than just a sports achievement. It symbolizes resilience and growth for women's football in Kenya. Tonight, we chat with our very own Harambee starlets about their journey to the continental stage.
No more excuses. It's time to rise, grind, and own your mornings. Join Coach Shadrach Omer every Monday to Friday from 5:30 to 6 a.m. only on TV 47. Full body workouts, zero equipment, maximum results. Start strong, stay strong. TV 47 Fitness with Coach Shadrach only on TV 47. Looking for the perfect way to kick off your weekend?
Pole. Hiyo ni salamu ya Mluya kabisa.
Tune in to Friday with Betty, the most exciting show on TV.
Betty, one tear gas. Betty, I don't know where this guy's going.
From the latest news and trends to unforgettable moments.
I mean, you know,
Friday with Betty is your go-to show for a fabulous Friday night.
Meteorologist, what is that word, Willis?
Tune in this and every Friday at 9 p.m. and let's make your Fridays unforgettable. Only on TV 47. Enjoy uninterrupted live streaming of your favorite programs on TV 47 and Radio 47 on the go with our new mobile-friendly website. Experience the future of broadcasting. Visit www.tv47.digital or scan this QR code and stream your way to endless news and entertainment. Welcome to the home of untold stories.
This is Kenya's #1 talk show, Dr. Fureke tonight. My name is the Eagle himself. Dr. Fureke is my name.
We are flipping the script, but guess what? Or should I say, guess who is taking over tonight's show?
Anyway, furahia umekaa na kasipuni.
CP unit ni Punet. So you guys knew about Piga. Sawa basi. Sema, hata ungevi the whole time.
I don't want to go back to brokenness.
Never.
I just love the high life. Siwezi taka kuimagine ati nimesota.
You have to watch to find out. Tune in every Wednesday from 7:30 p.m. Start your day with Relationship Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. with Ann Odida. Dive deep into the dynamics of love, friendship, and family as we explore the stories that shape our connections. Then, satisfy your appetite with Tasty Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., where Anne serves up delicious recipes, cooking tips, and the latest food trends to inspire your next meal. Relationship Wednesday and Tasty Wednesday, every Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., only on Morning Cafe.